Liverpool 2, Lille 1 in the Champions League as Liverpool make it 7 wins from 7, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're probably going to top the league as long as they get a point. But I have to say, it wasn't the most exciting game compared to the Barcelona-Benfica game. I was really enjoying that game. And I tell you what, Pedri is a player I just rate so highly. But Liverpool did the job. They had 4 big chances to Lille's nil. They had the higher XG. It wasn't easy for Liverpool. Lille, very well coached and very well drilled side. But Liverpool did enough to win the game, and I thought that the extra quality Liverpool had off the bench is what got them through. I thought Harvey Elliott was excellent. I thought Chiesa looked really bright, and I'm going to talk about those two players in particular. But I think Kwanzaa had a much better game, and I think he's a player that probably needs a loan because I think he's a little bit low on confidence because he ended last season quite well, but he's not had the best time under Slot. I thought Darwin Núñez, despite not scoring, he was playing with some energy and was very unselfish player, is how I described him. But I think the way Liverpool look at it is just win the game, do what you need to do, but don't get injured. And I felt that it was one of those games where Liverpool weren't at their very best. And there was times where it was a little bit slow and maybe they could have taken advantage of the 10 men more. But Lille are a well-coached side, they're a well-drilled side, and Liverpool were very much just did the job. They got players rested. I still think Salah needs a bit more of a rest. He never seems to come off. Gravenberch came off at half-time. He's a player that plays nearly every game. And I think that's what Liverpool needed. And actually, that didn't update to 5-4 Barcelona. But all Liverpool need is a point to top the league. And I have to say that Barcelona game was a game. So I was watching both games. Unbelievable game. But let's go through Liverpool. And I'm going to say this. Simicast thought had a good game. I think he could really challenge Robertson for that left-back spot. I look at Liverpool and I think left back is an opportunity there. Maybe we're going to go for Kirkers in the summer. Loco's one to watch before his injury abroad. Robinson I like, but I think the age puts you off him. Aït-Nouri's more of a back 5 player. I think Kirkers is probably who I can see Liverpool going for in the summer. I think, again, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones all getting rested, particularly Gravenberch and Curtis Jones at half-time will probably be quite good for Liverpool because I think you've got a double game week coming up very soon as well. And yeah, it was a good performance from Liverpool. It wasn't their best performance. It wasn't the most amazing performance I'd seen from Liverpool, but it was like Slot got another win, coached them well, didn't get injured, took off players. I think that was just a bog standard win. So let's talk about Harvey Elliott, because Harvey Elliott was my standout player. I think he's been really good in his last 2 cameos. He's involved in both goals, which got Liverpool that really important win over Brentford, and I thought he was fantastic today. And these are my notes on Harvey Elliott. He brings creativity and calmness to the game. He doesn't make rash decisions. Harvey Elliott, we will speak of him as a guy that can break down low blocks, but he's a very intelligent player. And I always talk about young players and how one of the big problems with young players is sometimes they don't know when to pass and when to carry, and the decision making cannot be there. Like, I think Birbel's unbelievable player. I think Lucas Birbel's unbelievable, and the new player that United are signing, Dorgu, unbelievable. But sometimes they don't know when to pass or when to carry, when to release. But Harvey Elliott, for his age, seems to be a player that always knows when to play that pass, when to release. And I think his ability to play the perfect weight of passes is an unbelievable attribute to have. And I think he always comes on, and when he gets the ball, he just makes that pass or takes that touch, can slow down the game, look for the right pass, or just play those quick first-time passes, which I think is what helps Liverpool break down those low blocks when he plays those quick first-time passes, but also his movement. When he plays a pass, he's always darting forward, which is opening up space, which is moving the ball quicker, which means defenders are more likely to be out of possession, and more space is going to be there for Liverpool to play that pass, play that shot, and for them to create more. And I've always noticed with Harvey Elliott that he seems to always look for Núñez or feed Darwin Núñez. I think Darwin Núñez, and I think Harvey Elliott coming back from injury could help Darwin Núñez find form, because I always think Darwin Núñez plays his best when Harvey Elliott's on the pitch, because I feel that he's particularly looking for him. Salah likes to cut in and shoot. Gakpo likes to cut in and shoot. I think with Harvey Elliott, he's someone that likes to play that pass. It's a bit of his game. But I think his one-touch passing, his through balls is good. But what stood out for me about Harvey Elliott is he was tracking back. I thought his movement, his running, his desire, he was working hard. He was really tracking back. If he loses the ball, he goes and wins that back. He does everything he can. And then when he gets the ball, he's very progressive. And I think that will catch Slot's eye, because obviously he's been injured and not had much luck on the Slot. But I think Harvey Elliott and Chiesa today would have really caught Slot's eyes. And I think Harvey Elliott in particular, if you look at the impact versus Brentford in this game, he just lays that little pass, and it's the perfect way to pass. And it can be that pass that completely takes out an entire line of defence, which helps Liverpool create, as you saw for one of the Darwin Núñez goals Saturday, or was it Sunday? I can't remember. Anyway, good, bright substitution cameos. Decision making's good. Gets between the lines. And one thing I will give Harvey Elliott credit for is he's not had much game time, but he doesn't complain. He gets on the pitch. He gives everyone. He doesn't complain, and that's one thing I'm very jealous about Liverpool. How the dressing room is on side of the manager. I'm a Man United fan. The dressing room, the managers, the drama. I don't know if you saw. To be honest, I think Ruben Amorim is in control of the dressing room, but he smashed up the TV in the Brighton game apparently, and lost it with the players and made Man United players cry. Is some leak coming out about Man United? I spoke about that on my other channel. But honest lot, Kwanzaa's barely played. Gomez didn't play a bit, and then Konate got injured, then played. Bradley's a good player, only plays a bit here and there. Elliott's not played loads. Chiesa's not played loads. But you don't get these leaks coming out of Liverpool that all these players are unhappy and want to leave. It's like they understand that the team is good. They want what's best for the team, and they wait their chance. Harvey Elliott's, I think, could have got more minutes, even though he's come back from injury, but he doesn't kick up a fuss. And, that is such a good thing to have. The manager, the fact that certain players that aren't even playing aren't kicking up a fuss, they're just happy to be there, like Chiesa. And when they play, they give everything. And that's all I want from my Man United players at the moment. That's all I want at the moment. So, big props to him for that. But yeah, as I said with Elliott, low block breaker, because even when he plays a pass, he'll make that forward run into space. He's very good at that. He likes to get between the lines. He's very good in the tight spaces, and his runs will draw defenders out, and it can open up space. He's known for his passing, obviously opening up oppositions, but his runs can as well. So what are my general thoughts on the Liverpool game? So I don't want this video to be too long, but I do want to talk about Chiesa, Tsimikas, and a couple other pointers on Liverpool. But 7 wins out of 7. Could they be UCL favourites? You never know. I mean, I feel like every year Liverpool get to a point when they're doing really well, they're top of the Premier League, they're about to win the Carabao, and everyone goes, oh, could they do the quadruple? Could they do the quadruple? All of that kind of stuff. But I have to say, they could definitely win the Champions League. I hope you guys don't, but it'd be silly to rule, Liverpool out the Champions League, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. Liverpool have got it. They've got it. They did drop off the back end of last season. They could drop on the back end of this season. But yeah, Liverpool obviously have that quality. It's top of the UCL groups. They've got to be maybe UCL favourites because of how they've been, for sure. Anyway, Gravenberch partial rest, Gakpo rested. That's probably what Liverpool wanted, probably what Slot wanted, because the fixtures are coming thick and fast. I would have said maybe Salah could have been rested. Chiesa's better on the right than the left. Chiesa did well on the left. But I do think Salah plays a lot and a lot and a lot, and sometimes I can see that tiredness in him, particularly second half of the season. I do think, could he have taken Salah off for 20 minutes to go when you went 2-1 up and brought Chiesa on? I think because Salah, even if he doesn't have a good game, he can score that goal and get that goal and is so big in those crucial moments. I feel like unless you've got a comfortable lead, maybe he's reluctant to take Salah off. But I think he could benefit from the occasional rest, especially with Chiesa. As Chiesa's picking up, and I think every game Chiesa will get better, he's just picking up that fitness. So eager to make an impact. I do think the fresh legs could be beneficial from time to time. If it's 1-1, I get not taking Salah off. But if it's 2-1 and you've got the lead, maybe do it. Anyway, I don't think Liverpool were at their very best. They were just playing for the 3 points. They set up, but it was organised. It was professional. It was set up well. It was a very professional performance from Slot. Get players off, get players rotated, get players rested, get the win against the well-coached Lille side. It wasn't Liverpool at their fantastic best like they were versus West Ham or when they beat Man United 3-1 in the season. It was just organised. And I think the fact that Liverpool can win games when they're, 1, not at the very best, and 2, when they are at their best and dominating games, says, well, that's what you want. If your team can win games without coming out of second gear and then also dominate games, play amazing football and win games, that's what you want. You're winning games. But as I said, Kwanzaa looked a lot better today, a lot more confidence. Nunes, I think he works really hard. He didn't score, but I thought he put in a shift. Chiesa looked bright when he came on. Elliott and Chiesa, for me, probably deserve more minutes. And I think even Endo, I know he's reluctant to play Endo. He's very different to Gravenberch. But whether it's been centre back, whether it's been midfield, I think Endo is always impressive in my opinion. But I want to dive into some more bits and bobs. I do actually want to touch upon Chiesa here. Because what I saw with Chiesa was desire, directness, eagerness to get forward. He's rapid, he's eager to get forward, and he just wanted to be their play and prove a point. And sometimes you find this with players that haven't had many minutes because of injuries, and then the players in their position are playing well. They really want to make a point and prove a point. And I think that's why sometimes, like, for example, Man United, when we're playing crap, we'll bring a player through from the academy, and the player through from the academy looks so much better than experienced players because they're really trying to prove a point. And Chiesa had that kind of vibe today. I thought he was really good. I thought he had a much better game than Diaz. I don't think Diaz had a bad game, but I think that Chiesa had that extra desire and was a bit more direct and influential in the final third. And what I've noticed about Chiesa is his ability to create separation from defenders and get off a shot is really impressive. He gets the ball, he drives at defenders, but he doesn't just kick the ball into defenders. He manages to create space and create that separation from defenders to get off the shot, which is actually a really underrated attribute in football. I've been talking about Garnacho and why I like him, but I also say that, like, unlike Ahmad, he's not very good at creating separation to get that shot off. And sometimes Garnacho can just kick it at players or run into players. And Chiesa's got that ability to create separation, which I think is a really good attribute. His footwork was good. He looks very two-footed, but driving at players, wanting to get the shot off, did very well. Unlucky not to score. And obviously the shot that he did really well, got that shot off, which led to the Darwin Núñez offside goal as well. But yeah, he looked like a threat. He looked like he wanted to score. And obviously the other game was Accrington, but he looked like he was going to get a goal, or you felt like that goal was coming had he had longer. He seems to be a threat whenever he's got the ball. And I think he's just an electric 2-foot player that is going to be a really valuable squad asset to have. And then we'll give a shout out to Simicas. Liverpool definitely need a left back. And him and Robertson, they definitely have some flaws. But I thought he had a very good game today. Very tidy, very good going forward. And also, I will say this, and this isn't just an observation. This isn't an observation from today, but I actually think he's an underrated set piece taker. I think he's Liverpool's best on corners. I do. I always think he delivers good corners. But yeah, creative, got forward, did his job today, organised. I think he's looked quite bright this season in spells. But last but not least, I wanted to read out this. Liverpool quietly as a unit getting better and better in possession, tempo, timing, patience, conviction, etc. One more pre-season and a socio-effective leader to the squad, and they're hitting new levels next year in terms of performance and quality. And that's what worries me as a Man United fan. Liverpool are growing as a team. There's organisation there. They are getting better in and out of possession in weird ways. Even though you haven't been as good since that West Ham game, they are very well coached. Arne Slot will give them tactics, and you guys will take on those tactics so well. You need that left back. You probably need DM, because I'd like to see Gravenberch as an 8. You probably need maybe that striker. I know Núñez has looked better lately, but I think Slot wants a striker. And then if Trent goes, he needs to be replaced. And you never replace Matip, and I think Kwanzaa needs a loan. But I think Liverpool are building something quite strong. And sadly, I think Liverpool win the league. And if they get their recruitment right, which they seem to do quite well in terms of recruitment, even though they don't seem to be buying players when they should be buying players, they do seem to always get the recruitment right. They could be dangerous. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.